I play the sort of twisted French teacher, Miss Monet, who fancies herself a little Francophile and probably watches French movies on the weekend and changed her last name for the students. Thinks she gets along with the students, thinks she's down, thinks she's cool, but she's hyper protective, and thinks she sees Charlie Day's character doing something sketchy, and then goes into hyper protective mode to like a psychotic degree.
So hot.
Hi, Croy.
Hi, Croy.
So talk to me about this season and what happens. What can we expect?
I think there's a lot going on this season. I think that everybody kind of has their own thing going on. I launched Cashmere Collections, my skincare line, which I've always wanted to do, but I think having a stroke and heart surgery kind of put me in overdrive. I'm like, I'm going to do everything I've ever wanted to do. I'm going to do it today. Brielle, going to LA.
I think Montana might be my favorite part of this season.
You didn't say that when you were there.
It's funny, it's funny, it's probably gonna be like the funniest episode.
Because I'm stressed, because it's
Montana.
snow, sleds, snowmobiles.
Richie did actually, when we spoke for the first time, he was like, I can write more, we can make this role like bigger. And I said, I like that it's this weird, kind of small, like she's just this weirdo who just shows up and disappears in like a creepy way. And I was like, if you don't mind, I'd like to just sort of keep her this weirdo. And he was like, okay, we'll just. Yeah. And I came with she's a small role, but I came with like a lookbook. I wanted her to like look a specific way, and I'd like put together a Pinterest page, and I was like, this is who this character is, and he was down.
Croy has threatened you with camping before.
I might do it again.
It was horrible.
Camping's just, I don't get it. Like, why?
I am totally with you. Why? When you can have a bed in a hotel, why would you camp?
Why? There's no point in it. So
I fully agree. Sorry, camping fans out there.
Sorry. I just think this season, Ariana's got a lot going on. Brielle going to LA, Croy being a free agent, which is totally different for our family after 8 years with the same NFL team. It kind of starts with the Dancing with the Stars and kind of how excited I was to be on there, and then skirt, have a stroke, life changes. It's a really good season. It's fun. We had a whole new team. Our executive producer, Troy, was new this season, which I was a little anxious about, but he was awesome. I don't think people realize like your production company and who you're kind of working with every day in your house really impacts me and how I kind of feel and the energy in my house, and it was awesome this season.
Yeah, I've never really had a strategy of what I was going to choose next or anything. I just, when I read something and I love it, and it's something that I would go watch myself, then I want to be involved, or if I think that there's something I could contribute. When I read Fist Fight, I was like, that's a movie I would go see. That's 100%. It brings back that sort of nostalgic 80s movie feel, with something sort of fresh and very, very current, especially because of the cast. But it has this feeling of, I think we're always trying to capture that perfect 80s movie feel, and I feel like Richie...
We call those people losers, like that are 50 and still at home with their mom, but I would love that if she would just stay home with me forever.
Dead all on her closet now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I have a keypad. Because you steal my stuff.
I don't steal it. It just ends up in my closet.
Exactly. Her and her sister. Like, I'm looking for something that's gone, so my husband, we put like a keypad on it now. I don't have to worry about it.
Richie incorporated this mariachi band experience into the film that is very Ferris Bueller's to me. Like, it brings it to like that elevated, like it's so absurd that one of the school pranks is this mariachi band following everywhere. So you're in the middle of this brutal fight, and it's like there's still a mariachi
It's
going.
absurd. One of the things the writers did beautifully was they had put some senior pranks in. It's the last day of school, and I kept saying...
For someone like me who's sort of been hammered into not deviating from
Matthew Weiner,
a script from any way, to show up on a set like this with all these amazing comedians who are used to doing this sort of thing. Richie sort of said, let's do the script. And then he was like, okay, so now just... And here I am in this huge scene with all these hundreds of kids, and just for sound reasons, it was like, okay, now everyone just mime like you're screaming so we can get Christina's lines. And he's like, just go. And let it go for 5 minutes or so.
Sorry about that.
And I'm just saying the most obscene, crazy stuff, and everyone was like, oh, Christina's like crazy. But he let me go, and then chose and directed me in a way.
She'll probably have one before me, but I always kind of dream of maybe Corey not being in the NFL and me not filming. I will have a baby and film right up till I push, and then right after the baby's born, and then I'm back in the chair full time 7 days later. I always dream of having a baby and like enjoying it and having off, and so it's like a dream. But I'm totally happy and so blessed to have 3 and 3, and they're all healthy. So we'll see.
And you're like, please, no more kids.
I mean, there's 6 of us. What more do you want?
I mean,
You
what
have
else
3
is
boys,
there when
3
I'm-
girls. It's like the perfect
It
combination.
is. I agree. It is a perfect combination. But I dream sometimes of not living such a hectic life and trying to juggle it all. I mean, I was pumping, filming every day, you know?
Just,
like it's just
wait a few years, like 5 to 10, and I'll have
15.
one. And it could be like yours.
Resume.
Well, you make me laugh. You like, I mean, Christina and Ice Cube together, and I'm like, to me, it's a natural fit.
Right.
But you know, it certainly hasn't been seen
Yeah.
before. But when I read it and I knew who was in it, I was just thought, like, I'm a fan, and I want to be in scenes with those people. You know.
Thing
Absolutely.
going
Let's
on.
open
Like,
up
we
to
do
the
plan our trips to Montana or to the beach or what have you, but every day it's just they're there. And Tracy, Chef Tracy, always is. She's pretty funny.
I love her. I love Shun, the stylist. Oh,
She's
Oh my God.
I told you I watched the show.
Sean. She's pretty funny too. Tracy is a much bigger part now and has played such a bigger role since I did have my surgery and stuff. She's been like, she drives the kids to school or she'll pick them up, and that's what she's doing right now. I have one nanny. As much as people think I have all this staff, I have one nanny, but she doesn't drive, so I'm like a taxi all day.
But I'm so intrigued by his question. I actually want to like reiterate. So the difference between TV and having the budget for the film, was it about mapping it out? You were like, I actually have the time and the money, so let me get all the stuff I want. Like, so you mapped it out much more than you.
No, I map
would've-
out TV too because I won't sleep if I don't. But the fight was just so big. I had never done anything that big. I mean, with 1,000 kids, with we have helicopters, and I mean it just gets so big that I had never done that. So I had to storyboard it. I had to do a previs. I had to know exactly where I wanted the jokes to be, and that was just
So there wasn't a lot of difference except for that you knew you could have the things you wanted.
yes, scope. That's a
I
great
don't know
one.
what you call them, DMs or something.
Yeah, I read all my direct. Sometimes I open my direct messages and I'm like,
I'm really
guys,
good at talking to these girls. I mean, we've all been 19. You know, we've all broken up with people. We've all kind of had the girlfriends that lie or steal from us or whatever. And I think that Brielle's kind of done a really good job with what I've seen on social media, helping these girls kind of work through it. I mean, you think the world is over at 19 when you break up with your boyfriend, you know. It's over.
Well, being on the set did. I mean, it is extraordinary how walking into a high school, the smell and the feel of it can make you feel like the nerd you were 20 years before. So immediately I walked in and I was like, ooh, I don't like it in here. So I forced myself in between scenes, like Richie said, we hung out with each other. So I would hang out in the music room and in the gym and stuff, which, you know, I was very rarely in the gym. But music room more likely. But just being on set, like, and to be playing a teacher instead of a student this
And
time.
they both text me so gross, like delete it now. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. But no, I've never pulled anything from an episode ever, even on Housewives. I mean, I did complain about my license plate being shown. They had to go back and kind of fix that. And then my dress had blown up, and I was like, you guys need to blur that or remove it. But other than that, I've never, ever pulled a scene from a show. If there was something my daughters came to me, or I mean, my kids, my little one, my boys are too young, but if my daughters came to me and said, Mom, I'm really uncomfortable, we do get to watch the show before everybody else a couple days before, only because I'm supposed to blog, which hardly ever happens because I'm running ragged. But if there was something they said, Mom, I'm really uncomfortable, I would definitely reach out to Bravo, and I'm almost certain that they would, you know. But I mean, it's our life. We all make mistakes. We all say stupid things. I'm not a perfect wife, mother, you know. It is what it is.
I was the guy who would maybe get punched, and my boys would hold me back, and I'd act like I was going to get out, but I'd look at them and be like, don't let me go. I will die if you let me. So this was like a cathartic experience for me because, you know, I was Charlie. I was the guy who, you know, might get picked on and didn't want to fight, didn't know how to fight, and so it was really fun for me to take that journey.
With Cashmere Collections, my new skincare line, to monitor all the negativity on my page, Brielle's page, Ariana's page. Corey's not into social media. Corey thinks that it's a direct way for anybody in the world to text you, so he won't do it.
He's kind of right.
Which is true. And so I've actually hired somebody full-time to monitor because Ariana is 14, very impressionable. She's not like Brielle, totally different personalities, and it really hurts her feelings as it would mine or anybody else's. So I have somebody literally full-time that goes in, and that's what they do all day long, whether it's Facebook, Instagram. So because negativity breeds negativity, positivity breeds positivity. So it's super hard because I've taken her social media from her. Whenever I can, I do. Like, you're grounded. No more social media. And then I can't do that every day. I'm really big on washing your face before you go to bed. I actually don't even wear makeup half the time.
Exfoliate a lot.
Exfoliate a lot. And moisturizer. I created toning oil that's actually an oil. It goes, then it turns into like a dry oil.
Actually, I have it on. If you look at me.
It smells really good, but it's good for eczema, which my son KJ has, psoriasis. So I've created kind of this. I don't like the feel of oil. It makes me feel greasy. I get hot. I just hated it. So I did the oil, and then it turns into dry oil. So toning oil, because as we age, I mean, we lose the elasticity. But always clean your face before you go to sleep. Always, always, always. And take care of your neck. Like,
Clean your brushes too. Make sure you clean your makeup brushes, because I know a lot of my friends. What?
Let's be real here. I've told her this every day. I clean my makeup brushes every single day. Brielle. As if she gets a pimple, she's like, oh, I gotta clean my brushes.
No, I clean my brushes before I use them. I don't clean them after because I'm in a hurry, but before, every single time, I use Dawn dish soap and a blow dryer to blow dry.
You
my
do
brushes.
not.
Yeah, I do.
Dawn dish soap is the cure-all for brushes, by the way, ladies. Like always, it's the only thing I use, and then I spray with alcohol.
Alcohol, yep.
Yeah. But that's really important. You just put bacteria back on your face over and over and over and over. And if you don't put a moisturizer on your face before you put foundation, all that foundation just settles right into your pores. So you got to have like a layer underneath.